Is 3D mesh model or point cloud digital twin?
I don't care. The human life is for corporation not that valuable thing as they pretend to be.
Digital twin can save and earn money, right? What is the low-hanging fruit?
There is the best ROI ever. The investment is like 100,000, but if you cut 17 forklifts, it's 1 million saving just so. Michal, we saved 2,000 hours.
You usually say we don't have competition.
They don't want to see the reality.
So showing them even better reality is not the way to go.
The AI shouldn't make the decisions because it can be quite ridiculous decision. The money lies in
2D is against my religion.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ukropec or Ukropec or
Mike,
how
Michal.
it's the same with me, but I'm used to people from abroad to call me Michael, even though we don't have that E in the name.
In the
But
middle.
yeah,
Yes,
so I guess we will be calling each other Michael today.
no problem.
Perfect. Before we jump into any like introduction and debate about the twin zone and so on, I was selling this webinar as a digital twin that saves money. Do you agree or you don't agree?
So it's always about the money. So the typical customer is an international business and they want to invest into technology which has a payback. So this is very fair point. And the money lies in better visibility on what is happening in the facility right now. Because a typical company of this size, let's say 100 million euros revenues per location, is having tens of information systems at the particular facility. And if they want to have any data integration, they need to use Microsoft Excel. And what we are doing is that they have
you have some nice abbreviation or saying to that, right?
Yes, they usually use the MES, so Microsoft Excel solution, or sorry for this will be rude, FPS. It's not frames per second; it's a fucking paper solution. Sorry, but it describes the reality the best.
That's what I meant.
Yes, and so when the company achieves this visibility, they can react faster. So imagine a clear case, material delivery to the production line, and you can avoid 20 minutes of micro-stoppages daily. One lost minute is, let's say, 1,000 euros, so you can produce 20,000 daily more. Or there is an issue on a production line, you can reduce the time reaction from 5 minutes to 2 minutes. Again, you are saving constantly money. And this is the difference in digital twin approach from the, let's say, other guys that we are in the operations. So because everything can be digital twin in this world.
We will be speaking about what do you think it is or is not. But before that, I would just put it in a box. Like generally, digital twin can save and earn money, right?
Actually, both, because you can save the money by cutting the cost, or you can increase the revenues by achieving more. So it has both directions. But the funny experience is that we see the strongest effect in the cooperations between departments, because in a typical corporate environment, the departments are fighting each other. So logistics is fighting with production, with procurement, with quality, and everyone has their own KPIs, which are against the other KPIs. But thanks to this technology, they can align. Okay, you can help me here, I can help you there, and then they, so to speak, they hold their hands and they can achieve more in the end without fighting. So it also changes the mindset at the company, because they start to cooperate instead of fighting.
Let's debunk this. What is and what is not digital twin? And I will add to this, because we are coming from the reality capture world, right? And basically, most of people that are creating 3D meshes or BIM models or photogrammetry, laser scanning, etc., almost everybody is calling it the digital twin. So, what's your personal opinion? I'm not interested in Wikipedia answers or whatever. Just give me your personal opinion about
Yeah.
the digital twin.
Let me share with you my screen now, because we are getting this question so often that we have decided to have a special slide for this, because when we talk to our customers, they are always asking, okay, Michal, everyone is doing digital twins. What is different with Twinzo or in Twinzo? So let's say this is not a technically precise structure of the digital twin market, but this is our observation, and we are trying to use common sense. So you can see static digital twins, whatever brand. So modeling, see CAD, architecture tools. Then you have simulations like Siemens, Visual Components, our good friends, ciao guys, NVIDIA Omniverse. So this is the planning, the simulation, the preparation. Then they have the data platforms, because there are people who are saying that the 3D layered 3D stuff is not important to have a digital twin. I'm like, no, okay, let's be let's be open to also to this approach. So the DBF file from 91 is also called a digital twin. Okay, fine. And then is this Twinzo. It's not a coincidence that there are no other players, because we don't want to point out our competitors. And you see, there is the predictive digital twins, and that's the, let's say, ultimate future, at least for now, where the whole data stuff is combined together, and then it helps you to make the predictions better before something bad really happens. But we will touch it a little bit later.
I'm
So
not sure
this is
whether you actually answered my questions. So I will rephrase it. Is 3D mesh model or point cloud, is it a digital twin?
I don't care. I don't care. Whoever wants to call it this way, that way, please be my guest. No problem. Uh, you know, when a customer approaches us, we are always starting with this, so we make sure that we are on the same page,
Mhm.
because there are people who are coming and they think we do, for example, simulations. Sorry, we don't do. If you want to do simulations, I will give you the number for Visual Components, very good friend of ours, and you can then, once for example, the production line or the logistics process or whatever it might be is running, then we can reuse the 3D stuff they did for you or you did internally, and we can use it in Twinzo. But we don't do simulations. Or
Mhm.
if you are planning to have, I don't know, you are now building this 20 new apartment buildings in whatever Middle East city, and you want to have this super cool visual layer when the customers will be able to pick the right apartment and to order the stuff. No, sorry, we don't do this. Here is Wow Studio. Please call to them. So we are in the
Shout out to Juraj Krč.
ciao ciao. Please, a tiny percentage for me then. And this is how we approach it. We don't do everything. We don't offer everything. And once the customer knows, okay, we do this, or that, okay, then we can continue. And there are cases when we, after 20 minutes, cancel the call because the customer had different expectations.
Mm. So,
That's why
maybe just to add to that, my point of view about the digital twin. If I'm asked whether 3D measure point cloud is a digital twin, I like to say that very stupid, but yes, it is a digital twin. Like for example, with BIM, you have LOD zero, which is basically only a mass. So it's very same with the digital twin. With the stupid point cloud or mesh model, it's like a LOD zero of digital twin. Let's say, let's call it that way. So I consider it a part and a vital part of digital twins, but looking at it is all you can do.
This, let's say, academic discussion, this is digital twin, this is digital thread, this is digital model, this is digital la la la. The topic is new, and who I am to make a judge. So
When we are speaking about digital twin, especially with the Twinzo, we are not speaking about digital twins in general. As you mentioned earlier, not everybody can be your customer. So,
yes.
which sphere are you focusing on? Like, which topics are you can help most?
Let me start with the answer with the past, because Twinzo was not meant to be a digital twin at all. Okay, uh, let me show you the very first build of Twinzo from September 2014. Okay, September 2014. I have it here because when people, so when you look at the date, okay,
Uh,
so
Put it a little bit higher. Yeah.
okay, so this is the very first build, Android 4.4 KitKat, and at that time you were not even able to make a screen recording, because there was not a tool for that. It's not like now, and it was about people and asset tracking. And at that time, I said, okay, but I want to see the position of the people and of the assets in 3D, and I want to see it on the phone. At that time, I had no clue that there is something like digital twins. I saw it in the movies, and yes, I wanted to have this. And in the company we had, or we still have, plenty of smart guys, so they were like, okay, challenge accepted, let us see. And now Twinzo is Twinzo. Maybe I could share with you the first, serious project we have delivered, at that time not under the brand of Twinzo, because this 2019, and at that time we didn't have the name for Twinzo yet. But just to give you an example how the story started, in serious.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a video. I could show the live thing, but I can't. From the bureaucratic perspective, you have to sign the NDAs and with blood. So this is British Petroleum building in Budapest. This app is running on a totem, and all these orange dots. I stopped the video now. All these orange dots you see are people. Okay, so it's like from all the movies. All the orange dots are people. They are moving. They are doing something. Now,
This is actually answering the question from Jürgen. He
let
was
me
asking
check.
about the movement of workers and people.
Yes. Jürgen, I assume a German guy. Hopefully, I'm not. I'm not missing. Yes, it can be done even in Germany. Okay. GDPR agenda
With all the
is.
bureaucracy.
Yes, it's just bureaucracy. We are all in the EU. It can be done. Just the company culture has to be the proper one. In a toxic environment, this doesn't work at all. So here you can see 4 guys being at the bar. And now they have plenty of meeting rooms. Look at that. It's like 20,000 square meters big office, just to give you an idea how big the building is. You can click on a building, on the meeting room. You see the condition of it. So you see, okay, 22, 23 degrees, excellent CO2 level, optimal humidity, fine. I can go there. And then this app runs on such totems. I think there are 2 on every single floor. The totem looks like this. You can see in the lower part of the screen that there is screens running. It's touch screen. So um, so you can play with it. Where is Laszlo Fekete, typical Hungarian name. And for facility managers, you can see all the temperatures, humidity, CO2 levels of every single room in the building. And this is 2019. Okay, so it's old scrap, 7 years old actually. And once we delivered this to Bratislava, London, Dubai, and this big project in Budapest, we said, you know what, we have to change something because this is ridiculous. We can't deploy every single instance, and it's complicated. So that's how we that is how we made a decision. Okay, we have to have multi-tenant, multi-site, multi-floor, multi-whatever technology because we can deliver the stuff worldwide. Jürgen, thank you for confirmation. Cool.
When we are speaking about tracking of people and workers, I don't want to speak about the bureaucracy right now because it's papers. Okay, so if it's solved, it's solved. I'm interested more from the technical point of view. How do you track those people?
So you have well, this was the office. Okay, this is not our typical case because in the office environment, track people and this kind of stuff in reality makes not that much sense because of course the typical first question is they want to know how many times I go to the toilet. I think the more interesting question would be with whom are you going to the toilet. But in reality no one cares about this, and of course the data is very strictly available just to like 1, 2, 3 guys in the company with special consent and so on. But the typical case is a manufacturing plant, and there are when we are talking about tracking, it's not that much about people. It's more about vehicles and material. There are cases when you want to track people, let's say especially dangerous, explosive environments. If you have plenty of contractors doing some maintenance, and you need to know where are those people because there are hundreds of them, and if something happens, you can find them because especially chemical plants are super huge, and with all the pipes, some machine smashes you and no one will find you, just a red flag somewhere on the ground. Okay, who was that? uh, so there has to be a really really a good case. And about the technology, we have like 10 different technologies, and it depends on the on the budget, of course. But what precision do I expect? Am I tracking a guy, or it's a material? Is the material cheap or expensive? Is it a vehicle? Does it have a power supply or no? Do I need to manage the stuff I'm monitoring or no? So, for example, our typical case is okay, I want to see what my logistics is doing and I want to manage it as well. So, we equip the devices with tablets, and these tablets are tracked thanks to the beacons we install to the factory. And then you can track the device very, very easily, let's say with reasonable precision. You can do this also with maintenance guys because you want to achieve also the not just the traceability but also the management. So you can send them orders. It's like an Uber just for the factory. Please go there, do this, take this, give it him, and so on.
Mhm. Maybe it's not only about the workers, but for example, if you have like very secure facility and you still have some visitors there, maybe you want to track visitors where they are moving, right?
Yes, but there are, I mean, from our business point of view, this is not that interesting case until something really bad happens.
Mhm.
Because the sad experience is, especially from the health and safety environment, because we had and still have some of health and safety projects, but everyone is saying yes, human life is the most important thing, and la la la, and we have budget, blah blah blah. Okay, then here is the offer, and we are not talking about ridiculous numbers. uh, oh well, we will call you. The human life is for corporation not that valuable thing as they pretend to be. Uh, yeah, but there are cases, but they have to have a serious accident, then they begin to take care of it. But it's not a typical case. And when we talk about, I don't know, banks or data centers and so on, so many so few people have access to those facilities that no one is investing into these tracking technologies.
Mm-hmm. Then let's go back to your typical case, because the original question was, who is your typical client? Like
Yep.
which part of the digital twins you serve most? So you started with the history, with the first building and with the movement of people, but this is not the case. This is not the thing that you are focusing on. So tell us your how does your typical client look like?
So the typical customer comes with something and leaves with something else. That's the typical process, Michal. The customer comes, okay, Michal, we saw something on your LinkedIn, we like the stuff, very, very cool. We want to have Twinzo for our, let's say, production data or environment or something. Then we show them what we do in logistics, and they begin to freak out because, Michael, this is actually even a serious thing, and we didn't think about it at all because we saw something else. And now let's have a chat also about logistics. And maybe I will share with you my screen now because it describes we have a visual product, so it describes or answers the question the best. This is one of our very, very best customers, Benteler. This plant is in Czechia, and what you see right now is the spaghetti chart and heat map of movement of a vehicle within the factory. So you click on something, you can play a little bit faster. You click on the play button and you see the time is running. So 6:10, 6:11, 6:12. So it's the morning shift, and the guy begins to move after 19 minutes. So you can begin to ask those unpleasant questions. What did you do those 19 minutes after the beginning of the shift? And then you realize, okay, he was not sleeping or not working. He was, for example, tidying up the pellets for the upcoming shift. And this is an issue because this is something what should be done during the night shift because that's what was the expectation. So thanks to such, let's say, inefficiencies, they realize, we have problems here, we have problems there. But at the beginning, there was like 20 minutes of not doing, but not doing does not mean not doing in reality. So this is, let's say, one example. So you can see, okay, how his day looks like. You can again you can click on someone else. You see that this guy works in both buildings, so he moves between one and the other. This is another showcase customer. At that time, this video is older. Now Beko, ex Whirlpool, and you see the production data because they want to see how the production look like. You see it's running on 100%. There are two guys without the required level of qualification, but still they are performing by 100%. So this is perfectly fine. And yeah, so this is what the typical customer expects. I want to know what my people are doing, how the production is running, what the logistics is doing, and when you see the size of those buildings, is like the typical plant is like 50,000 square meters big, so it has to have some, size. If someone has like one production line in a 2,000 square meters big facility or warehouse or building, if you want to know if the people are working, then it's better to look out of the window and see, it's running. But if
Mhm.
you have plenty of production lines and the facility is really huge, then this is the case. Plus, sorry, they are multinational corporations, so they have hundreds of plants quite often, and they want to see the performance of every single one without physically visiting them.
Mhm.
So large enterprises is the typical customer.
Okay, let's go back to money. What is the low hanging fruit?
It seems to be the logistics case in two ways. The first way is to cut the fleet, and the second way is to increase the production thanks to the smoother material delivery. Because the typical expectation is, okay, I have, I don't know, 50 forklifts and I want to cut 10 of them, and 10 of them is like in Eastern Europe, it's like 500,000 yearly saving. But then they realize, but thanks, because we have also this ordering system as part of the digital twin, this Uber for factories. uh, they okay, we can even increase the production at the same cost, and this is the real magic. So the the better coordination between production and logistics. This is by far there is the best ROI ever.
Mhm. I remember you saying that almost on every site you are able to cut like directly like 20% off from forklifts. Do
Yes,
I
yes,
remember this right?
yes. So it's typical, and we saw ridiculous things. I mean, ridiculous inefficiencies in all those factories. Imagine that you visit a factory. It's like 30,000 square meters, and you ask them, okay, how big is the fleet? And they say 37. 37 for 30,000 square meters. It's a little bit too much, don't you think? Well, but they are still overwhelmed, and we are adding more and more, and they are still overwhelmed. Okay, so let us see. The outcome is that they were able to cut 17 from those 37. And what was the problem? It was not the logistics management, it was the plant management. And these are the sad truths that the poor leadership is causing actually most of the issues. So in this case, it was about, okay, the plant manager, he was walking along the plant with his paper notebook, of course. And when he saw someone not driving, he made a note, okay, number 17 is not driving, fine, he will not get bonuses this month. So, what message did it send to the guys? They want to see us driving. Yes, ma'am. So they began to drive like crazy. They want to see us driving. Be my guest. Fine. In the end, doesn't matter how many guys they had, they were driving. Just the new logistics manager told the plant manager, you know what, let it be. I will take care of it. He told the guys, okay, now please really do just the things you need to do, and let us see. And suddenly the saturation went from 80 to 30%, and they were able to cut half of the fleet, and everyone is happy. So, and when we are talking about the money, so the investment is like 100,000. But if you cut 17 forklifts, and one forklift, including the labor cost, this was in Czechia, so one costs you 60,000 euros, including the labor, it's 1 million saving just so. So
Mhm.
it's highly efficient.
So what was the quickest return on investment
This
you
this
have
is
ever seen?
this is the best. But we had, let's say, there was not a financial calculation, but uh, we deployed the stuff, and they are calling us after like 1 month. Michal, we saved 2,000 hours. Okay, thank you. It's a good confirmation that we are not, totally somewhere else.
Uh-huh. Okay, so how does the implementation look like? Because as we spoke earlier, you are focusing on being a platform, not a service partner or implementation partner. So how does the usual pipeline look like?
Well, it's case by case because if of course we have also our flagship customers where we when even the customer expects that we will deliver the stuff, but especially overseas we try to deliver uh, the technology via our local partners, so also the the maintenance is better and service and the communication with the customer is smoother. So this is very straightforward. We don't want to be the service provider. We have to keep the company small and just issue invoices uh, for the licenses for number of connected devices. So this is our intention. Well, so the customer comes, he says, "Okay, Michal, we want to have this. We need to have this because la la la. There are some use cases they need to cover." And then it begins. Okay, do you have the 3D models? Yes, no. Do you have the data in some platform? Yes, no. Do you have the data at all? Yes, no. So we are undergoing this, let's say, customer evaluation, so where he actually stands, and then, okay, so how we can help you exactly. Do you have some 3D models, more or less accurate, more or less actual? Okay, fine. Send us the 3D model. Let us see what we can do with it. We have plenty of automations, so I mean server-side automation. So doesn't matter if we get a scan, BIM model, mesh, point cloud, whatever. We can process this quite easily, and we get what we need out of it. Then, do you have the data in this on that or that format? Okay, here are the APIs. Do you want to do the integration on your own, or should we do it, or should your local provider partner do it? And then the customer tells us, okay, we have a local team here. They want to do everything in house. Okay, perfectly fine. That actually you are part of the project now in Trenchin. That I can't name the customer, but they want to do everything in house. So they bought the 3D scanner. Michal is doing now the training uh, for, for it, and they have, in this case in Germany, the team which will do the data integration, and we have, I don't want to say hands off, but it's this is exactly what we are looking for. So for a customer who is advanced enough, to leverage the technology to the best.
Mhm. So the ideal future, because I totally understand you're still at the beginning, so you need to do the implementation, you need to help your customers. So, but let's go 3-5 years ahead. How does the ideal customer look like?
This is something what we don't know yet. So in the ideal world, it would be uh, that the customer calls us, Michal, we have Matterport scans, Leica scans, BI models, whatever kind of 3D stuff. We have this data in this data lake, Snowflake, Palantir, I don't know, something. And we have this integration platform so we can connect it easily to whatever. Uh, Please give us the access. So this is the ideal scenario.
I was hoping you say that they don't call you. They just onboard themselves online, and
Um,
you will issue the invoice, and that's it.
that would, well, we have such customers who actually did the full implementation on their own. At that time we had the platform fully open, so anyone could at that time open an account and do it. This was Chinese slash Japanese company, and they just sent me a video. Okay, Michal, here is our Twinzo implementation. I was like, what? Okay, how cool is this? Uh, but I don't think that this can happen that easily, even in 5 years, uh, because the life cycle of an industrial company project is not, let's say, that straightforward as people tend to think. Because uh, let's say a regular smaller company, okay, I see this possibility to save the money. Okay, let me invest 100 and I will get back a million. Fine. Okay, let us do it. This is easy. But the typical industrial company doesn't work like that, because they have, let's say, a production line. Then they want to optimize it. The production line is, I don't know, 7 years old. For the first X years, the production is in loss, and after 7, 8 years, they begin to do some profit. Now, they began to do some profit. They don't have any money um, for investments. They need to get another project, a new production line, in which budget they put twins over something, so they can expand it not just to the new production but also to the old production. So they have to tweak it, cheat it. I mean, in the positive way, but somehow. And it has to be very, very mentally and also financially mature company, where the CFO says, I don't want to do it in a typical way. I want to save money right now. But the typical corporation doesn't work like this. So maybe it will happen, but till now, this is very, very rare.
Hmm. How does your distribution channel look like? Are you from Bratislava, from Slovakia, serving all your customers, or do you have partners in different parts of the world?
So we have partners, even though we are now visiting the customers, I mean, on site. So uh, we travel all around the world. So last November, for example, was quite crazy. We were in the States, in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai. In September, we were in India, again in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi. So we are visiting the customers, but we want to see that the implementation is done on site by someone local, because for us it's always it's complicated. You need to hire people, then you need to fire people when the project is done. Then now who has to do the maintenance, and it's complicated. So it's
Mhm.
much better when we agree with the customer. Okay, we will provide you with the platform. Fine, here it is. But please take sorry take the implementation on your shoulders or someone else's shoulders. But we have, for example, customers who come to us, and we are technically, or from the bureaucracy perspective, the general supplier, but the implementation is done by someone else, and we pay for this implementation from the customer's pocket. So it's different in different countries, companies. Yeah.
Mhm. Um, from my experience, I can see that like factories and industrial plants, that they are usually working with several different softwares, collecting their information, whether it's on or through paper, on Excel sheet, or on some dedicated software, doesn't matter, but there are usually several. They don't communicate with each other. So how do you solve this? Are you able to integrate all the different softwares, or how do you manage this communication?
This is something that lies on customers' shoulders, because it has to be part of the strategy. So even though we are a tiny business, we are a startup, we are evaluating the customer if the customer is ready for us. Okay, it might be for someone, let's say, maybe offensive or something, but we need to know that the customer is really ready for this kind of technology, because otherwise it would cause just a lot of stress, and the outcome would be, let's say, questionable. So there are three variables or three checkboxes we need to see. If not checked, then they are getting to be checked, and that's the vision, that's the champion, and that's the budget. These three things we need to see. The champion is someone who is able to push the project through. If there is one guy who wants to do the stuff and there are 20 against, it's just pure loss for everyone. There has to be the vision, because if the company has no vision, it's complicated. When we evaluated the, let's say, most problematic leads and then deals, and the project ended not that well, 100% of the time was lack of vision combined with leaving. So the champion left the company, and even though they had the budget, if there is no champion and there is no vision, what are we doing here? And the budget is of course also important, and it's not about it has to be expensive, because we understand we are coming from Eastern Europe, okay? So so the ROI is always a topic, but there has to be the budget. If the customer has not the money, then what do you want? Okay, if I come to a car dealership and I begin to circle around S-class Mercedes, and the guy, okay, do you have those 200,000? Well, I have 15. Then please, Fiat or something. You can look at that, fine, but yeah.
I think there is a question connected to this,
Mhm.
because Sebastian is asking about countries
Mhm.
with like from emerging markets where there is a problem with budget. So
Uh, don't forget, we are coming from Eastern Europe, okay? We are not a German company, we are not French company, we are not US company. Mm-mm. So we had to calculate the all the prices and everything that it works even in India. Okay, now we have one bike production and one car manufacturer in India who are implementing Twinzo, and there is a business case even there. Okay, and yes, we have one pricing, but in different regions we need to give a discount, so there is a business case. But for example, especially in India, India is growing like crazy, and now to be greedy is not a good idea.
mm.
And if we are talking, for example, I don't know, I'm assuming from the name that you are maybe from Brazil or Mexico, or let's say these Latin America countries. Even there, okay, everyone needs to save money. And yes, the outsourcing to the, let's say, poorer or the emerging countries is the case, but also this needs to be digitized and improved. Imagine that in China, the because this is something what regular people don't realize, the wages are in big cities higher than in Japan. Okay, not of course in the rural areas, but when you are in the bigger cities, the wages are crazy. So they okay, Chile, thank you. Yeah, this is always a thing, but they need to see save the money also in India, in China,
but
and we had a very cool project in Argentina. Okay, in Argentina is in what condition?
but
In
I think it's fair to say also that the solution is like not for small companies or for individuals. We are speaking about big companies, usually what at minimum tens of millions of revenue, right?
no, 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 no. It's 100 million plus per site.
Okay,
Okay.
so there, I think it's a waste of the time to be speaking about budgets, because their running cash flow is most of the time enough to cover this if
Uh,
they see
okay.
the
Here I need to be. Here would be a little bit more, let's say, with the feet on the ground,
okay.
because yes, the company can have huge numbers in revenues, but believe me, very very poor management can cause crazy losses in those companies. So yes, they are big, they employ a lot of people, but it doesn't mean that they are profitable. And the Pareto principle 2080, so 20% of the project makes 80% of the money, works also here out. So
To be clear, I was speaking about the running cash flow, not about the profitability. Okay, so
yeah,
even
yeah,
though you are not profitable, you still have running budgets that are coming and going,
yes, yes.
and within hundreds of millions, you still can find 100,000 to be spent and
It
to
has to be
be good.
budgeted. This is important. It has to be budgeted. Even though they have hundreds of millions in revenues, if it's not in the budget, you are out
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
That's perfectly fine. Okay, we have a question about the competition, because on your slide you mentioned that you basically don't have, or you don't want to disclose the competition. And I know from our discussions that you usually say we don't have competition,
Okay,
which
but
I
it's
like to challenge always.
yes, it's more like a joke. Okay.
Yeah, of course, of course. So can you tell us, like, here's the exact question from Leona. What is your unique selling proposition when you are facing the question about your competitors? What are you saying? This is why you should pick us.
um, I am not getting the question formulated in the second part. So why should we pick you? Okay, I am not getting this statement. Uh, what makes you different is the typical question, and or what is doing your competition. And I am always saying I don't care. Uh, and why is that? Because it's not. It may look like arrogance. This is perfectly fair, but I am in. I was never employed, so we didn't touch the history of myself. So tiny break into this direction. I was never employed. Now I will be in summer 50, and right during the university and after the university, I established a company called Infotech, which still is running, but under someone else, my successor. The company is still mine, and under Infotech wings, we developed Twinzo. And what is Infotech doing still is custom software development. And we used to work for very, very special customers, not just in size, but also with their expectations. So imagine the guy, a Swiss guy, for whom is nothing good enough. Okay? So all the time you do something, Michal, I need also this, I need also that, and you are constantly challenged. Okay? So we are used to this, and we have this in our DNA, so to speak. So what Twinzo is right now is the technology developed after or based on customers' expectations. We are not the startup who does the thing because Michal thinks that this is the right thing to do. No, we are asking our customers, okay, what do you want? What do you need? What do you expect? How much money are you willing to spend on this so it makes sense for you? And everything you see is somehow related to those questions and then, of course, answers. The only thing which is really, really special for us is it's mobile first. Okay. This is absolutely unicum. No one does it because it's too complicated, too expensive. You have to optimize the 3D models. You don't want to do it manually, so you have to invest into automations. No one, just very few people can do 3D model processing on the server side. So you have to have special team who can do this kind of stuff. And I have those people, and I'm super happy and proud of them.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
sorry. So this is the first thing, and the second thing is the logistics case slash the tracking technologies, because the typical digital twin guys are coming from the surveying field, or they are artists or ex gaming industry something. They are not IT guys, but we all are IT guys, and therefore also our approach is different. I'm not a 3D guy. I never ever did anything in 3D Max or whatever 3D tool. Okay, so I'm just giving, so to speak, the orders and setting up the vision because I know what can be delivered. and they are always saying, Michal, this can't be done. And I'm like, should I look at that? No, 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 no. 3 days later, Michal, we have it. Cool.
Okay, so just to understand it, you're not trying to push all the time new features to the market. You are rather responding to requests from your existing clients, right?
Yes, because we see what challenges they are facing, and and we hear the expectations, because they are
Mhm.
always, not always, the smart and visionary guys, they are communicating their visions and expectations, and Michal, that would be so cool if we could have this or that. Well, let us see, let us check.
Mhm.
And if it can be done, we deliver the thing.
Mhm.
And
Uh,
that's, sorry, that's
can
also
you-
the AI stuff right now. Okay.
Mhm. We'll go to that because of course I'm interested in talk about AI and also 3D Gaussian splatting and everything new and up and coming. But can you just give us an impression, like which engine are you using to build the software?
Yeah. So the 3D app, and here is, please, if you could throw the link for the App Store and Google Play, so you can download the app and play with it on your mobile phones, or we have Windows built.
All the links will be in on a YouTube in description. Okay, so we will put it there.
Go to the App Store and seek Twins or Digital Twin. So this is simple. There is a big demo zone. Yeah, there is a big demo zone. You can play with plenty of cases, and if you need it to establish an account, just drop us a message through the web form, and we can talk. So the app is built for everyone who is in the field, that they know the Unity engine. Uh, at that time in 2014, Unreal wasn't there. I mean, on the mobile platform yet. Now it's maybe different, but we are still stuck or stiffed uh, to Unity, and we are quite fine with that. Okay, Unity is a company far from perfect, but okay, that's life. So we are perfectly fine with that. And on server side, this is also an important thing. When you saw the British Petroleum project, we tested the tracking for 3,000 of tags 4 times per second, so 12,000 requests per second, and we were able to process it. Now, do you need extensive cloud infrastructure for that? No. What do you need? A smart CTO who can handle this. So
Mhm.
it's not that much about the engines, but it's more about the people who work with that.
Mhm.
So uh,
Usually when we see some examples of digital twins and different solutions from different companies, uh, most of them are trying to show us these huge data sets of point clouds, 3D meshes, and perfect visuals and everything else. Uh, Most of your data that I have seen is usually 3D remodeled factory. Why is it so?
because they don't want to see the sad reality.
Your customer
Yes,
or
yes,
other
yes.
developers?
So they hire a company. The company does the scanning. Yes, yes, yes. They get the point clouds meshes, everything fine, and then they come to us. Okay, Michal, please do us from this shitty scan. I mean, shitty from the view perspective, not from the technical quality perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
This nice 3D model, because we don't want to see, here was oil leakage, here was BMW box next to Mercedes box, and it has this shouldn't happen. When the auditors would see it, it would be a catastrophe. Please do it nice, and then you realize, there are very, very different cases. We discussed this also during your free dice conference, in the panel discussion, that different people have different expectations. If you are talking to the architect who needs to compare the BIM model with the reality, so if the construction guys did this or did this, why is this pillar 1 meter to the right, to the left? Yes, in that case, the precision is mega important, because then you can give him a fine 50,000. Sorry, you didn't follow the plan. There is a very clear business case. But in our case, when you want to see what is happening in the plant, 1 meter here, 1 meter there, no one cares.
Mhm.
So different cases need different technologies.
Okay, let me just give here a little very quick commercial break, because our you already mentioned it, and our Free Dice conference in Prague is slowly coming. It's in May, in early May, and it will be about everything 3D. We are trying to catch the 3D from the reality capturing perspective. The thing that we are going to focus on this year is 3D Gaussian splatting. So everybody that is interested in 3D Gaussian splatting and reality capture per se, and digital twins, BIM, and everything about this, please consider coming to Prague to our 3Ds conference. Last year we had our first year, and it was a blast. You can see it on a YouTube channel. We have all the presentations there, so you can relive the first one. And please join us in the next coming
I am
session.
not having financial shares from the conference, okay? But I'm speaking at like 20 conferences yearly worldwide, okay? From the US to India, China. Free Dice was by far the best conference I have ever seen. I was the second in the row, and when the speaker before me finished his speech, I was like, "Shit, what am I going to do now?" Okay, it was that level. Okay,
Thank, thank you, thank you very much for
it
this
was
reference.
really, imagine 20 minutes long video. Okay, and he was commenting the scan of the bridges and everything, and I was like, okay, I need to improve my PowerPoint to 20 minutes long video.
Perfect. End of the commercial break. So you pretty clearly answered the question whether it is important or not important to show point clouds and 3D meshes in huge amounts of data. So from the customer point of view, it's not, because they usually want to just clean model with
In our
no.
case, this is important. In our case,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
not in the.
So where is the space for reality capture service providers? How could they leverage your software and add something to their existing customers? Because I can just imagine, and of course it's my case also, that we have many different customers from industrial plants or factories or oil and gas or whatever. So how can we leverage your service?
So this is commercial break number 2. The idea is quite simple. You have a customer, you scanned for him this or that, doesn't matter, small or big. And the customer, if they ordered or purchased the scan, there is a good chance that they are quite innovative and visionary, at least compared to the regular average companies. And if you show them that they can see in your scans, in your 3D models, how the facility, building, plant, whatever it is, performs, they will by 99% freak out. Okay, I want to have this immediately. And for you, it's an upsell. You get a share. Okay, you can do the implementation if you wish. So this is something what can be managed quite easily. We have multiple partners of this kind who do the scanning, and then we go to the customer. Okay, don't you want to see also your live data? in those 3D models. So very straightforward.
Mhm. So can we touch the visualization side? Because I was asking you about the 3D Gaussian splatting, and I'm asking everybody about 3D Gaussian
Yep.
splatting because it's like metaverse all over again from 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Except 3D Gaussian splatting is actually real and hitting the market. So please answer this question: is it on your roadmap? Is it important, or your answer about customers' needs is actually answer to also this question?
So the customers are not coming with this requirement yet. Uh, our guys tested multiple technologies in this direction. We can get it somehow to Twinzo, but uh, the we don't feel the pressure yet to play with it. Okay, that much. The thing is that they don't want to see the reality. Okay.
So showing them even better reality is not
Yes,
the way to
yes,
go.
yes. They want to cheat on themselves. Okay,
Okay.
and listen to your customer. Of course, if we are talking about, let's say, construction businesses, and they are doing daily footages, and they want to have clear documentation what was done, so can then smack someone, you did this and you should do that. In that case, it's perfect technology because you have everything documented, you can go day by day. But this is not our case. We are not in construction monitoring, we are not in surveying, we are not in these digital twin fields, we are in the operations of facilities. And in that case, Gaussian splatting has, from our perspective, not the place yet, especially because they don't want to see the reality. So
Okay. And
it will come, but we don't feel we
fair
don't feel
enough.
the pressure to do it. Hurry, we have to have it.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you have any use case of oil and gas industry?
Yes, we had in the past, but in Central Europe we have no oil, no gas, nothing like that. So it's coming more from the US and from the Middle East. And in 2.5 weeks we are going to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and we are going to visit the first serious chemical whatever production. I'm not sure if it's oil and gas. I assume yes, but I don't know exactly. And yes, it's coming. And
Mhm.
the cases we got in the past are mainly the safety stuff. So where are the workers? Because it's quite dangerous and harsh environment. And of course also the condition monitoring. But the safety was in this case the most relevant thing. And again, there was not business case. So
Mhm.
let us see. But we want to
Okay.
have it because all these oil companies are making a lot of money. So why not to take part of it?
Of course. Let's go to AI topic. I would like to separate two sub themes. One, AI from the perspective of your development of the background of the app, and how is it helping you, and other side from the perspective of the customer,
Yeah.
what it will allow them to do.
So AI in development is quite clear that the teams are, of course, using all the AI tools for this or that in the development. Of course, there are also issues with that because the quality of the code is sometimes not that good, and yeah, but it's very helpful. So this is quite obvious. But for me, the more interesting stuff right now is the AI implementation on the customer side. And why is that? Because right now, the when you see an announcement, this or that super large company is having AI projects, nah, in reality, it means okay, we take all our documents, we have our local or cloud separated whatever ChatGPT instance. We upload all the documents, and we can chat with chat about what we have promised to our customers or suppliers to do or not to do. So this is the AI implementation. But the customers on the shop floor, so to speak, are expecting something else. To have, let's say, better Google in your phone. Uh, thank you, Mukesh. Uh, is is different. They want to see, okay, something is happening, and in 2 days it will break down. And for this case, 99.9% are not ready because the data is not orchestrated. You can have this or the data, yes, okay, but you then don't have, for example, the negative outcome. Okay, so you don't have the data about, okay, this was bad, because you want to make sure that if the bad thing is going to happen, I want to know it as far as possible in advance before it happens. But if you don't have this kind of data, it's a problem. So the customers are getting there, but we have now like first 4 projects open, but open does not mean that they are already delivered. The customers are preparing the stuff, they are setting up the vision, they already have an idea what they want, what they could achieve, because of course to to set up the expectations properly is here quite important, so it doesn't end
Mhm.
in a big fail. So yeah, but this is a
But
challenge.
yeah, but like your your value added is not coming from or the selling point is not that you will be able to see where your forklifts are going through your site, but the fact that you can actually analyze this and save some costs by getting rid of something that is not feasible, right?
Not
So
yet.
uh,
Not,
AI
not
AI
yet.
could actually answer these questions.
Mm-mm. No, not yet. Or let's say in real life, not yet. So technically, it can be done, of course, but you have to have data for this. The AI can't tell you this is good or bad if you don't provide it with the data. And most
No,
of the,
what I meant is you will provide AI with the 20 datasets of 1 month usage of the forklifts in the whole on the whole site, and you will ask AI, "What's up with that? Is it good? Is it bad? What can I optimize?"
yes, and you don't get the proper answer.
Ah, you have tried it, yeah?
Yes, we have it actually, but the thing is that you don't have enough data. I mean, not in the sense of amount, but in the sense of data sources, that if this was right or this was wrong. Okay,
Hmm.
because someone has to tell you this is fine and this is not fine. The
Hmm.
AI can tell you, okay, this is faster, this is shorter, this is something. But for example, the AI doesn't know that there are the rails for the train, and it slows down everything, and it causes security risks. So the management rather sees that the forklift is driving around that area, even though it's is less effective, but they are saving the money with less damage, the damaged goods, less damaged vehicles, and things like that. And to feed up the AI with all this data, the customers are not there yet.
Hmm.
So
And
this
I
is
just guess
the
it's
problem.
it's also the responsibility part of it, because uh, once customer will start doing analysis on their data with the AI coming from your datasets or from your platform, uh, the mistake can and will happen, right? So who will be responsible if the customer is following the AI suggestions?
This should not happen. I'm not saying that will not happen, but should not happen. One of the security slash safety tools is that the AI shouldn't make the decisions because it can be quite ridiculous decision. So it should be the advisor of the decision maker. I think you should do this, you should do that, and then someone has to press the button. Because
Hmm.
right now, yes, the models are getting better, fine, but you know, I don't know if you realized how poor the newest ChatGPT responses are. They of course need to save money, so the quality goes down, and now to rely on such a technology is quite risky.
Which one are you personally using right now?
Mm, I try not to. Really, I try not to. So I rather Google the stuff. Of course, Google tells me, okay, I think this or that. Okay, let me confront it because I don't want to get fooled. And but I'm not, or my work day doesn't look like that I need huge support of AI tools because of programming, presentations, or this kind of stuff. So because my position right now is, let's say, the final touch. So someone else is doing the decisions. They are dealing with the stuff, and they come to me. Okay, Michal, we want to do this. What do you think? And I say, okay,
Hmm.
feel free. No problem. Or you know what? This can be quite dangerous. Let's try maybe something else. So I'm more in this position. And yes, sometimes I use AIs, and I always use multiple so I don't get biased by just one tool, but I try to avoid it and to use my own common sense, because also the newest addictions and people are getting crazy from the AI discussion. They spend hours and hours and they are losing their brains. No, thank you.
Hmm. Great. Maybe we could wrap up this discussion with the last question about AI. How do you see it in connection with the digital twin? Let's talk about directly about the twins. So like,
Yeah.
where do you see the future in 3 5 years between Twinzo and AI?
Yeah. So there are multiple things on multiple levels. You have AI, for example, for 3D model optimization or for automated segmentation. Okay. This is also AI, whatever stuff. Then you have the data analysis, so you can do the predictions. So that's what was written in the comments, that it should be used for correlation analysis and this kind of stuff. Yes, exactly. Therefore, you need its so-called MCPs, Google it, Model Context Protocol, that the machines can talk to each other thanks to this. So you can analyze the data with large language models, even though data is coming from information system as pure data. Okay, and then of course we have our logistics analysis. But as I said, yes, it can describe anomalies, this or that. This is unusual. Check this, check that. But right now, to say this driver should do instead of that, he should do this. I am not sure if this really can be done in, I mean, serious way, because there are so many things happening in those plants that it can ruin everything. And it should be considered as a smart advisor, but not as the 100% single source of truth, because it can be bad source of truth.
One last question, Michael, because we have been on the journey on LinkedIn together for more than 3 years now. You have more than 130,000 followers on LinkedIn. Uh, how has LinkedIn changed your life?
In a crazy way, really. So uh, I travel all around the world. Anywhere, anywhere I come. Michal, maybe take a picture with you for my kids. Sure, Vic, no problem. But I am not Taylor Swift, but they want to. Okay.
You are a
Um,
Taylor Swift of digital twins, so
uh, please. Uh, so then I'm hosting conferences. Uh, Thanks to the inspiration from Three Dice, the conference last year in Dubai and Riyadh, the people were freaking out when I tried these social experiments, and they were super excited. I am not telling more. Sorry, you have to visit some of them. And crazy found investors thanks to LinkedIn. Uh, I have like 30 funds willing to invest into Twinzo coming through LinkedIn. Our podcast we have with Michal, for those who you don't know, that we have a podcast. It's in Slovak, sorry. Uh, but anywhere I come, Michal, we are listening to you. Send greetings to the handsome one, because Michal has the nickname the handsome. I am the carousel guy. So in a most positive and serious way, absolutely.
perfect. Thank you very much for today. It was a great discussion. Any question that will come afterwards, I will just ask Michael to come and answer them.
Yep.
I hope it was with value added. I will just remind you people to go and check out freedice.com. The conference is happening in May, and you are all welcome. Please join us there.
Yep. And please feel free to drop me a message on LinkedIn. I'm answering those questions. No worries. And not the AI or someone else. No, I'm taking care of my LinkedIn. Everything what I do on LinkedIn is handwritten. So feel free to drop me a message, and I will answer it as soon as possible. No worries. Don't be shy.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. All the best. Bye
Have a
bye.
great
Ciao
day.
ciao.
Bye.